time for holiday cookies. These are super delicious, thick vanilla sugar cookies from 1928. And I am inviting you into my home kitchen to check out what these are like. They're from my favorite cookbook, Delineator Cookbook from 1928, and join me in learning how to make these. They are super delicious with a beautiful, frosting, and they are just fabulous. So come along and let's learn how to make these. Welcome back to another 1920s recipe. We're going to use one of my favorite books, a Delineator cookbook again. And we are gonna turn the pages to the sugar cookie recipe. This one is absolutely fabulous. I actually made this for a decoration for the Halloween cakes earlier this year. The video is on my channel. And by the way, my name is Trista and I am the vintage cookbook nerd. I love vintage cookbooks. And today we're also going to make a confectioner's frosting. It actually has an egg white in it. I'm curious to try this one as well. So let's jump right into the recipe prep. Sneak peek of the yummy sugar cookies. They are so delicious. All right, let's get to mixing our cookies the 1920s way with this rotary beater. So we have 2/3 cup, well, it says shortening, but I'm using butter here. And so we're just gonna do our best with the rotary mixer. If you'd rather use, of course, an electric hand mixer or stand mixer, you are more than welcome to do that. I'm just trying to do this the old way. It can be a little bit slow sometimes. So I'm gonna make sure that butter or shortening is nice and creamed up, which is easier said than done sometimes with these mixers, or this rotary beater, I'm sorry. I think that's soft enough, so I'm going to be adding in 1 cup of sugar. So that's 2/3 cup of butter to cup of sugar. And this is the challenging part that I remember from last time. It's okay to swirl it about a little bit here. And we'll do our very best. You get a nice arm workout with this one as well. I would love to know in the comments down below if you have a rotary beater, if you like to mix the old-fashioned way. There are certain things that I really like using this for, like kind of, well, a Swedish pancake I used to make as a kid, oddkaka, that's like a Dutch baby type of pancake or a German pancake. The rotary beater works great with that, especially when you don't want to be super noisy and wake up everybody in the morning. It's not as noisy. So let's get this all mixed up. I think it's just about to a good consistency here. Make sure that's all mixed up properly. Okay, so now we're gonna add in 2 beaten eggs. I have this cute tiny little whisk here. Whisk those a little bit more. We'll get those in. After we mix this up, we're gonna get the flour in there. Now with the egg, it's a little easier because you've got a little bit of liquid to mix in with the rotary beater. Oi, oi, oi. This can be quite the arm workout, even harder than the gym this morning. Well, maybe not that hard. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get that really mixed up. Okay. All right. Woo, whoops. Whoops, a little bit of a doozy there. Well, mistakes happen. So, let us get 3 cups flour in here. Oops. That kind of covered up everything. And we have some baking powder, 2 teaspoons in here. And the salt. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to alternate that with the milk, but I think this is going to be okay. It's still going to be a really great dough. Not to worry at all. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of milk at a time. And I'm going to go get a spatula. I will be right back. Okay, so I got butter off of the rotary beater, and now I'm just going to add in that milk just a little bit at a time, even though I was supposed to alternate that. It's okay. Oh, and I also forgot the vanilla. There's a 1/2 teaspoon of that. As long as we remember towards the end, it's totally fine. These things will happen. It's okay to not be perfect in the recipe, because this is gonna taste lovely. And I just love the smell of that vanilla. We're just gonna get this incorporated really well so it comes together in a nice soft dough. I just remember how amazing these cookies were. And this time we're gonna make them into holiday cookies and then add some icing on the top. We're just gonna do some simple piping on top and add some festive sprinkles, which will be lovely. So to kind of get this into an even dough, I'm not really gonna knead it too much like bread. I don't wanna make this too, I don't wanna overwork the flour is what I'm saying, but we do have to get this all incorporated. And this is one where I like to chill the cookies after they are cut out for a few minutes, but there's no need to chill the dough ahead of time. So this does save you time in that regard. So we're just gonna do some gentle folding and no mistakes seen here. So I hope you enjoyed that mixing, and then we're gonna go and roll out our cookies. So we are here to roll out the cookies, and I apologize for the lighting in the mixing section. The sun is really coming in beautifully from the backyard, so it was a little bit too bright there, but I moved to a different spot. So I think that is better. Anyway, I'm using my trusty wooden French rolling pin here, and I just have this rubber baking mat with a little bit of flour on it. And I like to make my cookies fairly thick, and so I'm gonna roll it out to about 1/4 inch or maybe a little bit thicker than that. So I discovered when I looked in the garage, I didn't have that many holiday cutters. I found this really pretty snowflake. So I'm actually just gonna make all snowflakes, but you can use whatever cutters, either holiday or otherwise, and make them into beautiful cookies. So we want to make sure that comes out cleanly. And then I have a baking sheet with a soap pad on it. These are very well seasoned because I've used these a lot. So I will get some cookies out on there and show you what that looks like before we get them chilled. So I've got all these snowflakes cut out. I have them spaced pretty well on the sheet. I could maybe stick one more here, but I think I'll leave it at that. And we're gonna get these in the fridge just for 15 minutes. I just call this kind of an insurance policy on making sure that your cookies stay in a nice shape before they bake. So I'm going to put them in there and then we'll start baking these for 10 to 12 minutes in a 350-degree oven. Oh, as I cut out more cookies, I just wanted to let you know that it's more than okay to re-roll the scraps of the cookies, of the cookie dough, I'm sorry. It turns out nice and smooth and you don't want to waste any of that good dough. So just when you're done cutting the first batch, I divided this into two and I cut out cookies from both parts, or both halves of dough. And then right now these are the re-rolled scraps. So you can see it still looks wonderful. You still don't want to overwork the dough too much, but you can just shape it back into a ball and cut out some more cookies. So I'm guessing we'll probably get about 3 trays and we'll see how many total, how many cookies we get in total. So I will see you when we're ready to put these beauties in the oven. So this tray of cookies is out of the fridge. It's been in there for 15 minutes. And the recipe says to sprinkle on a little bit of sugar before baking. And although we are going to ice these, I think especially because they're snowflakes, you want a little sprinkle on there, so that won't hurt to have the bit of sugar on there. So just do a little dusting of just regular granulated sugar. And then we're gonna get these in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I will see you in the moment to show you how the cookies looked after they're baked, and then we're going to make the frosting, so stay tuned for that. So I just got these cookies out of the oven and look how gorgeous and just lightly golden brown they are, and they're so sparkly. So we're gonna let these cool down, and in a moment we're gonna make our icing and decorate them. They look so pretty. We are ready to make the icing for the cookies while we wait for the rest of them to bake. So we just have 1 egg white here in this bowl with a rotary beater, a 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So here comes the arm workout again. We have to try to beat this egg white until it's really, really frothy and stiff. And then we're gonna gradually add the sugar until it's smooth and light. So this really reminds me of a royal icing, and I'm really curious as to how it will look on the cookies. This is an experiment because I want to, of course, have both recipes from the book. So I'm gonna come back in a moment when these are all ready to go, and I'll come back for putting in the sugar. Okay, that took longer than I was hoping. So these egg whites, wow. Well, just one egg white. It's a lot harder actually with just one egg white to move it around there enough. This took me way more than 5 minutes, I think. So it teaches you mental toughness and not giving up. So you want those stiff peaks there with the egg whites. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of, oops, I probably added half. Well, some sugar at a time. And we will see how this looks. And I will come back in a moment when we get all the sugar mixed in. And then we'll put in the vanilla as well. So this is what the icing or frosting looks like after mixing in the sugar and the vanilla. The only thing is it does remind me of royal icing, and it's a little bit thin. You know, it could be kind of like for a flooded sugar cookie, but I'm looking for a little more volume. So I'm gonna try adding a little more sugar, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is looking a lot, where it has a lot more volume to it. So I ended up, the total amount of sugar is 1.5 cups versus a 1/2 cup. And it's still, you know, runny, so we're not gonna be piping this. We'll be putting it on with a knife or a spatula. But the other icing would have been a little too thin. So this is what we ended up with. And once the cookies are cool enough, we'll be icing them. And we'll see how pretty they look. All right, we are back to ice our cookies. Look how pretty they are with the sparkly sugar on them. And then I have just a little bit of sprinkles here, just some kind of holiday colored ones. And so, oh, you know what? It's really interesting because this icing is thickened up, excuse me, since it sat here. So we're just gonna get just a nice coating of the icing on here. I really love just simple decorations on cookies. So we're gonna keep it simple on this one. Just a really nice coating of this pretty shiny vanilla icing. I love how pretty this looks. It's really nice for a snowflake. I'm just gonna use my clean finger to get that fancied up a little. And if you had, you know, blue sprinkles or gold or silver, that would look super pretty with these. I think I decluttered my cutters a little too much because I thought I had a lot more shapes. But I had a lot of big hearts and stuff for Valentine's Day, but not a lot of holiday ones. So maybe it's an excuse to go to an antique store and find some more holiday ones, some cute vintage ones. Well, we'll see what we can do here. All right, that icing is looking so pretty, and that was really easy. So I'm gonna have to clean up the counter later, but let's just sprinkle. Well, this doesn't have a shaker in it, so we'll just sprinkle their fingers here, and then we're gonna let these dry. I'll have to clean that up underneath later. But let me give you a close-up of how this looks. Look how beautiful. So anyway, you can decorate these however you like, but they're gonna be pretty and shiny and ready to give away and enjoy for the holidays. So please stick around because we're gonna do a family tasting with these beautiful cookies and see what my husband and son think of them. Alrighty, I will see you for the tasting. So now that we have our cookies decorated, I am going to sneak a bite of this delicious cookie in my Mrs. Claus outfit. And I'm being punished for sneaking a bite, but let's try it. Mmm. 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 This is just so delicious. The frosting, well, this one I recently frosted, so it's still a little soft, but it has a delightful vanilla flavor. This is so soft, and it's just really the perfect sugar cookie. In all of my life, I had never found a recipe until this year, until I found this 1928 recipe that really is the secret to the type of sugar cookie you want. So I hope you don't drop the cookie on the floor like I did, but enjoy the rest of it. So join me for the family tasting to see what my husband and son think. Thanks for joining. Everybody's here to try the 1928 sugar cookies with a egg white and powdered sugar icing.
Is there anything about these that makes it unusual from a modern cookie recipe?
I think it's just like a little bit cakier and softer.
Oh, okay, so just kind of a different recipe, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mmm.
So good. Really good.
Mmm. I think the icing really works on here, and it's really tasty.
I love how soft it is, actually. Would be so good with coffee.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yum.
As
For
approved.
hot chocolate, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now we're talking.
Delicious.
I hope you and your family enjoy these and give some away for the holidays. Thanks for joining us.